Yes, sir.
What's an example of a product, just selling product?
Well, selling product, selling a desktop, selling a server, selling the software, all the products that are, packaged together. I like to call it a solution set, right? The products and services that you integrate and go create that solution for your customer, okay? So I also talk about productizing services. So I productize a service so it's easy to sell, but it's not a product like a hardware, software, things like that, right? So let's jump in a little bit about Autotask for those who don't know, and for those that do, just reinforce, we've been around a long time. We're all of our software is hosted. So we're a software as a service company. Our flagship product, Autotask Pro and Autotask Go. You can come by our table and learn a little bit more about it. I'll touch a little bit about it today. We also have a product called VarStreet. We acquired this company in March. Autotask very focused on service automation. VarStreet very focused on product automation. So now we have product and service automation all in one bag of tricks. It's all hosted, and basically end to end we can help you manage and run your IT business better. With 30,000 plus users around the world, 170 staff across 4 countries, big development team in Beijing and India, 42 countries worth of effort out there. We're global, and lots of customers in Australia. I think I'm actually going to be able to go to MSPU's event in Australia. That's going to be pretty fun trip for me, I think. Our software as a service, we have a 5 nines uptime. We're totally invested in our data center, and we're really on track to do that again this year. Major releases every 6 to 8 weeks. As a hosted software company, we can QA our product to death, make sure it works, roll it out. You want that new feature, you start using it. So one thing I've heard from customers as I go out there, they wake up one day and they go, boy, I wish I can do this. The next release, it's there. We have a community of our customers, 25,000 plus registered in the community. You can get to it inside our product. They vote on our product enhancements, trade best practices, do lots of work together, trade work. So we started in 2001, since then putting 50% of our revenue back into the product. So that's what gives us that major release every 6 to 8 weeks. And we're out of Albany. I moved my family from Staten Island to Albany. Anybody know Albany? The capital district? Nice place to live. When you live in Manhattan or Staten Island and you go to Albany, it's like culture shock. It's a little bit different up there. I had to change my accent. If you can tell, my accent is ratcheted down just a bit. 6 years, best place to work, and it really is a great place to work. So I wouldn't have moved my family there. So a lot of good stuff going on at Autotask, the company. But our goal this morning is to help enable you to generate increased profits from product sales and grow your business. And we're going to do that by sharing some insights with you guys. And the first thing we're going to try to do is show how balancing product sales and services drives profitability. Then we'll talk about the hidden costs of product sales, because there are lots of hidden costs. I teach a pricing course, how to price manage services, and one of the things I always talk about is understand your costs so you can plan your profits, right? If you don't know your costs, people always go, how do I price my managed services? Like, I don't know, what's your cost? And you can't charge based on the competition because you might lose money. So a lot of hidden costs in product sales as well. Then we'll talk about 6 ways VarStreet will drive cost out of product sales and how it automates the process. And then we'll just recap with the top 5 benefits that you will gain from automating your product sales, and we'll lay out some next steps for you. So much like a dean might do, I think, teaches, I'm just going to try to teach it like a little course and see where we can go. So let's talk about balancing product sales and service. And the prevailing wisdom is focus on services, and that's why everyone's here, right? To learn how to deal and deliver and practice managed services. But the focus on services may have a downside, right? I don't sell hardware, it's too difficult. I hear that a lot when I go out. I used to say that myself. Anybody feel that? A couple of other quotes that'll come up. We're a pure play MSP. Who's a pure play MSP? Right? So pure play MSPs, if I was your competition, I would go in and say, I could do everything. I can sell you the solution, I know you're vertical, and I'm gonna drop this solution, product, and service, bolt my managed service on, and I'm good, right? So, yes, question? So, Pureplay MSP, we can't make money selling product. They can go get it at big box and we set it up. So these are a lot of the comments that we've heard and that I myself have kind of said throughout my career. Services are more lucrative, and they are. But what's really nice is, you know, the services being more lucrative can be driven by the product. So what's the downside to a heavy service focus? You're opening doors to competition, right? I wasn't selling product. I referred them to somebody to go buy the product. Next thing I know, my competition's in the door. Limits account influence. If they go and buy stuff from somewhere else, that person's telling them what to buy. You may be the trusted advisor, but one day, because you're not around, they couldn't get to you, they go and someone tells them what to buy. You go in and go, gee, I don't support that with my managed service. And you might, you know, that limited account influence can start to hurt, right? Minimal product sales. So of course, if you're not really selling product, or if you're not focused on it like a practice, you might have minimal product sales, which results in zero vendor and distributor relationships. And I don't know if you understand the value of that. How many people know what market development funds are? Good. So when I first started selling product, I think it was 97 or 98 when I was launching my recurring service model, I went to Ingram and Compaq, which was bought by HP, and I made a 2-page business plan saying, I got this new thing I'm going to do, this recurring service model, and I'd like to use Compaq product in my solution set. My 2-page business plan got me $10,000, and I was only selling about $500,000 of product. So if people at a vendor or distributor believe you're going to help them make their number, they'll help you make that number. So zero vendor and distributor relationships really hurts. It makes you bigger and stronger. You brand yourself, but you need those relationships to make things happen. And bottom line is that you have to have a balance of services and products, and you have to do them both well. And it does yield and result in the highest total financial performance. And it's not just us saying it because we want you to buy VAR Street. It's actually a result of some market research completed by Everything Channel. Anybody familiar with CRN, VAR Business? So iPad is their educational arm, and the Channel did a study, and some of the best solution providers actually have a hybrid business model. The product model might give you some profit, a little bit less than the service model, but that hybrid model is really throwing off the most profit. And why does it happen that way? Well, we all know it's very hard for you to deliver a service if there's not a product for you to touch, right? Anybody, you might be able to teach, but you might be teaching about a product, right? So product is all over the place. So product sales combined with your services put on site, now you can bolt on your managed services. And that's really what it's about. The more product you can put in play, the more stuff you can manage, the more managed services that you can get. And once you're in there, this product and services continuum takes hold. I know Eric and I certainly talk about once you're in there providing managed services, you ascend to that trusted advisor role, you're the expert, the CIO. Now you could begin to recommend product and they could buy it from you. But if you don't really have an easy way to do it, it's going to be very hard. These consumables and upgrades, I'm sure they may wake up and go, I need some printer cartridges or paper, and they go to the big box guy and they go buy it. And they go and try to put it in the printer and they have a problem, and then they call you and you have to go there. Or maybe they go buy some software, that just a quick piece of software, they go to install it because you didn't lock down the desktop. They call you up, it's a problem. So the nice thing here is you've got to really sell them all of their products and services, and if you put a client procurement portal in play, now you really have a captured audience. You can make it real easy for them to buy all those consumables, upgrades, and replacements through that portal and continue to put services together, bundle up your products and services in a portal. They buy it, you bolt on more managed services. So that portal actually becomes a managed service. Product as a service. So everybody sees storefronts out on the web. Everybody buys stuff on the web. You guys are really short-armed. It's like the guy I ate dinner with the other night. He had like alligator arms. You guys are really short. You know, he didn't reach for the check. I had it. That was a joke. Right? Short-armed. So this is what drives that profitability, is this product and service continuum that the good solution providers out there are following, right? And then once you have that client procurement portal, which is very focused on your clients, and having a user log in and they go buy what you tell them to buy, because that's the only thing you publish on the storefront, you could then open that storefront up to the world. And now people can buy your stuff with a credit card, with PayPal, And that's really how the good people are out there driving profitability. So now that we've talked about how good product is in terms of driving your services and your managed services, we do have to acknowledge that there are some hidden costs in there. And it's very difficult to control the costs and plan profits because there's lots of touch points that we'll touch in a second. How many people work with Ingram Micro? Tech Data, Synex, D&H. How many times do you log into Ingram to get pricing and then Tech Data? Anybody kind of do that? Check price and availability. How many people then put it like on a spreadsheet or somewhere and then they have to work it and make it look good and man, this stinks. I wish they can go buy it at Big Box, right? Because it's a pain in the butt to do. So those are all touch points and it's all costly for you to do. So it's very difficult to make it easy to buy from you and for you to actually deliver a quote and automate all the pieces. So lots of effort, low profit, and maybe you think you're making money, but if you're not acknowledging these hidden costs, it might be difficult to really say. So it's a busy chart, but I just put 15 touch points, many touch points, different tools you might use. You might use the different websites of all the distributors to get your price and availability. It's just a pain in the neck. You got to search for product, put the quote together. Where's my best cost? How do I price it to my customer? Where am I going to get it? How do I get it? Do I got to, send an email, send an EFT? I got to track the order, ship it, invoice it, collect money, do some marketing, get that approval from the customer. Tell my distie. A lot of guys, anybody here a Venture Tech member or a Tech Select or a Varnex member? So I was on the Ingram Micro Advisor Board for Venture Tech, a little community in there a couple of years back, and we always had to buy 65% of our product from them. I never knew when I had 65% product. I just had to keep on tracking it off to the side somewhere. Vendors, anybody ever have to report their pipeline to a vendor? Right? Pain in the neck. And everybody wants you to do it. So a lot of, you talk to the sales rep. I'm not saying I'm going to stop that, and you talk to tech support to configure the solution. But 15 touch points that I listed, and if anybody knows 16, 17, and 18, come and see me. I'll just make a bigger pie chart, all right? So I got to congratulate Eric, who just left on this chart. So a lot of touch points. And what is the actual total cost of product, right? Right here, what we see is you might buy something from your distributor at a price, but transaction costs and value costs really drive it up. Nice little piece on it right here, but this is really just showing you that the price of the product is not the true cost, right? Some of the good solution providers, when they buy product, they add a little cost basis on it before they give it out to their reps. So there's hidden costs in there, and we got to try to drive those costs out of product sales and get you a way to make money a little bit better. So 6 ways that Wall Street is going to drive cost out of your product sales is by giving you a way to do some quick, accurate, and competitive quoting. The center point of Wall Street is the catalog. Fed every night, all 18 distributors and building. Black box will be added real soon. So we take all distributor price lists, put them in one spot. We've got real-time feeds from 4 of the distributors. So throughout the day, you can get price and availability where it's going to suit you best to buy that product, ship it easy, and get it to your customer a little bit quicker. We crawl CDW, buy.com. So you put your quote together. Now you could see what they might go look at on a website. We tie to Etilize for some rich product content and image that'll let you put a professional quote together. I remember I still carry some of my quotes and I show them, and I got like a whole section of specs. It was a pain to get those specs, right? Even now you got to go to the web to get specs. We have them right inside VAR Street. Now once you put that quote together, you actually get that approval, you got to go buy it. So you want to go check your pricing and availability, stocking levels. We know the weight of the product from our rich content, so we can help you set a shipping price and pick the best shipping company to get it out to your customer. Once you win the order, you hit a button, it turns it into a sales order, turns it into a purchase order, talks to your accounting system, or you can actually, with Ingram and four of our top guys, you can send it via an e-procurement, EFT transaction over to your distributor partner. Number 4 is our bulletproof fulfillment and tracking and metrics. Right here, again, UPS, FedEx, any of the top shipping companies are inside VAR Street, and you can basically track that order from distribution and go track it to the website. So you don't have to really go in and out of all these different websites. It's right there for you. And then ultimately, you got to put that storefront up. It might be what you do last. You want to get the quotes out. You want to build the guts of your system. But now you set up your own branded storefront. You can create custom catalogs for each of your clients. If client A buys IBM and client B is HP, we had small, medium business clients. We also had TIAA-CREF as a client. We supported 8,000 machines for TIAA-CREF across North America. And I'll tell you that, you know, some people want their own stuff to buy, the big guys. So with a storefront that you can customize your catalog, you're going to really have a lot of fun selling stuff that people want to buy, and they go and buy because it's easy to buy. Configurable pricing levels, cost plus 6, cost plus 8, discount from this. Government and education, special pricing. You can configure pricing levels. Once it comes into your catalog, price rules work on the cost. Everybody will get the pricing you want them to get. Much like Ingram gives different pricing levels for bigger and better customers who buy more, so can you. You can attach cross-sell and upsell items. So if somebody's looking for, you know, printer A, you can say, well, you might want to buy some of these cartridges, some of this paper, maybe look at this other printer, it's a little faster. Credit card, PayPal, all the major online tools to collect payments are available, and automated order processing. Basically right off the website, they could build their own quote. You could push that quote of yours to the storefront. Send an email with a link. They can go and approve that order right off the website. They could build their own product, you know, order and send it in. So now you need some marketing to make that happen. A built-in marketing campaign engine that lets you take the product slicks, put them all together on a nice marketing email campaign and shoot it out to those that are in your database. So create and manage the campaigns, build your content, take your mailing lists, track the responses. The mailing lists are inside as companies and contacts inside of VarStreet. These top 4, that's our VarStreet back office. Some people don't want a store, fine. Start with the back office. Get comfortable, do your quotes, and then buy the e-commerce module, which includes back office, and then also gives you the storefront and the marketing campaign tool. So either just use it back office or out there in front of everybody. So here's what it looks like, that aggregated catalog being the centerpiece. Search for your by SKU keywords and categories. We've got and since we bought VarStreet, just like with Autotask, we've actually doubled the customer base of VarStreet in 2 months, and they were around for about 8 years. So people are interested in it. We've doubled it, and we're out adding, we're going into that same 6 to 8 week release cycle, so we've got even better searches coming out than are built in right now. Once you set the products you want, you can check them off, line-by-line comparisons, detail specs, pick the one you want, where is it available, Tech Data, Ingram, Synex down here, some of those e-tailers are available. You click on a little lightning bolt, goes out and checks all this for you, find the best place you want to put it, and then get it on a nice looking quote that you can customize, make it look like your own, give it a name, group up different pieces. I always like to put servers together, desktops together, laptops together. You could have a lot of control putting the quotes together. And now, here's your storefront. Upload your logo, create custom catalogs, assign it to an account. Now they can log in and see what you want them to see. Whatever you are putting. Typically as a managed service provider, you are the trusted advisor, right? That's where you're going, right? Yes, sir, Mr. D. Right? So when you're that trusted advisor, you're telling them what to buy. My customers used Compaq, they used HP printers, they used Microsoft software, Novell NetWare, believe it or not, right? So that was all I would put on the website. And then content-rich data follows it, and specs and images, and all your pricing and selling rules are in effect even on that website. So nice looking storefront, and really what it results in, I listed 15 touch points. 1 through 13 are automated with VarStreet. So I was trying to do a little timing model, like 10 minutes to do this, 30 minutes to do that, but with the different sizes of quotes, it was hard for me to say, well, a typical quote takes 2 hours. With VarStreet, it'll take 15 minutes. That's very hard. So I just feel like I could show you, if I could automate 13 pieces of the 15, what I can automate is, you're still going to talk to your rep every once in a while, right? You can't stop that. Maybe that conversation will give you a better price, who knows? So you can't stop that, and I can't stop you from doing pre-sales config, although I can do a good job on pre-sales config, because we used to do the same network every time. Once you configure it once, in VarStreet you create a template quote. Now you just activate the template, update the pricing, send out the quote. You know, change your quantities, send out the quote. It's a 2-server environment with 20 desktops that I'm going to replace. So I can touch that right there through a template. So VarStreet makes it affordable, and let's see how. So we're hosted again, so you really don't have to install anything. You sign up, and VarStreet you get an email with a link, you're in. And the only thing that you have to do is type in your Ingram or Tech Data account numbers. It'll go out, and within 24 to 48 hours, you have the catalog. You're ready to quote. Okay? It's anytime, anywhere access, no downloads, patches, updates. Same thing with Autotask Pro and Autotask Go. So how many people, well, for me anyway, the worst projects I ever executed, and I went from a 1-man shop to a 40-man shop, and it never changed. What's the worst projects that were ever executed in my business? Anybody? My own projects. They went terrible because they took a long time. Everybody's running out to bill. So by having it hosted, you don't have to set up a server, and you don't have to install it, and you don't have to update it and patch it. That's really the key here. So very affordable, no hardware, software, infrastructure to be deployed, right? $10 billion over the last 10 years has been put through VarStreet in terms of product sales. So it's tried and true product. We just thought it fit well with our service automation, and now it's really completed us a little bit. So let's just kind of summarize a little bit here on the workflow. The catalogs are the centerpiece. You get your distributed products in that catalog, put your own products and services in that catalog. Any third-party people you're working with that are not part of our electronic feeds, ties rich content to it, automatically occurs. Set your pricing rules. Anybody in gov ed business? So government education businesses love this stuff. I got 30 minutes still? I'm talking too slow, fast, or whatever. So once you have that catalog, you can produce those back office quotes and send them out to your customers, and then make that move to your storefront. That's pretty much the information workflow that's in VarStreet and makes it happen. For those of you that are Autotask customers, there's an e-commerce button that will be showing up inside Autotask, and that e-commerce button will lead you right into VarStreet. Each of Autotask has a CRM module that allows you to produce quotes inside Autotask. We like to say VarStreet lets you produce advanced quotes that have product. The built-in quoting at Autotask, very service-focused. VarStreet is product and service-focused, so you make that move. You can now feed Autotask. It's embedded, or you can buy VarStreet as a standalone application. So as I mentioned, VarStreet gives us that product automation component in our product set, and service automation through Autotask Pro and Autotask Go. So the product service life cycle is covered. You also have connections and can build your own network. How many people sub-work to friends that they know? You know, you guys are all partnering up. So Autotask allows you to outsource a ticket share with another Autotask customer. I mentioned the community. We've got integrations. You got Vlad outside with OwnWeb Now. He wrote an integration with our product. You go to his portal, buy his stuff. It updates Autotask. So we have lots of integrations in play. A lot of automation built into our products, again, so that you don't have to do things on a manual basis. So what are the top 5 benefits then that we can kind of walk away from today? And one is you can make it easier for your clients to buy from you, right? You're going to be able to produce quotes, publish them to a storefront, email them out, and if it's in your storefront, they could just say, I got it. Or they can go to the storefront and buy what you want them to buy. Increased productivity, we just eliminated 13 touch points, or reduced the effort on 13 touch points. So you know you're going to have an opportunity to get more work done. You're going to grow your product sales. Now you're going to have a little bit more of a focus on product sales, and you're going to drive your service revenue, because you're here to learn how to be a managed service provider, and you saw products can really drive services, which lets you bolt on your recurring managed service. Reduce your selling costs, you're going to increase profitability. Just like with managed services, perhaps, the more you sell, the more seats you manage, the more automation, your cost is going to drop, your profit's going to grow, your revenue is going to grow. It's like a natural phenomena. Same thing with product. You sell more, take the cost out, you're going to make more profit. And you're going to get those stickier and deeper and wider relationships with your clients because they're going to be able to buy from you a little bit easier. Your vendors will like you because you can report back what your pipeline looks like. They're going to want to help you sell. The distributors are going to like you. They're going to invite you to shows and plays and all that cool stuff, right? So a lot of good stuff getting into products. So how do you do it? Well, you got to make that decision that you want to get into it and decide to balance your product and service sales. And you want to buy VarStreet and really get into reducing your costs and automating that product sales process. You end up building your catalog of offerings, pretty easy, 24 to 48 hours. You're done. You start doing some quotes. You got to go buy it right, find the best spot, best location, put it on your quote, get it out, and automate that procurement. Hopefully you get that storefront. They say, I want it. It comes to your back office. You go, got it. Order goes out. It's pretty slick, actually. And bulletproof fulfillment because you know the weight. You know UPS, FedEx. You could track it. You could follow it. And then set up that client portal, your storefront to the world at some point as you get really good at it. And use that marketing engine inside VarStreet to build your pipeline so that you can achieve the product and service balance and improve your profitability. So those are next steps for you to follow, a little bit of a checklist. I think Eric makes these PowerPoints available, so you don't have to write them. I see guys writing, but you can get the deck. So some VarStreet pricing. I can't even believe we only charge $99 a month for that. You can sell one, ream of paper, for crying out loud, and make that. So one user, back office, as I showed you, that's the back office quoting capability, $99 a month with a one-time setup fee, $299 a month if you want the storefront with a $495 setup fee. That's a single admin user. You add $100 a month to that and to that, and now you have unlimited users. So the only thing I'll share with you now is we've doubled that customer base, and right now we actually have a two to 3 week onboarding delay. So you sign up and you basically go first in, first out, and soon it'll, we're so happy, but we definitely got to catch up. So just to give you a little heads up on it, that's our pricing. And because I'm Autotask Academy, I feel like giving a special free admission to our Elite Product Profitability Program. So if you're into product and service balance, you can mention code MSPU 0609, and what you'll get is access to 6 hours of instruction, how to configure your VarStreet, create and manage your quotes, and how to process sales and purchase orders. This is all for back office. And if you buy e-commerce, there are 2 more courses, but the focus right now is to get you up and running before you build your storefront. So typically $395, but no charge because we want to really create a backlog, right? So everybody is happy. So I guess it's time for some questions, and see us outside. Sherry Godgard, you out there? So there's Sherry. You can meet Sherry and myself. She'll make you sign a market research form, and you could win an iPad. You could even win your second one. Anybody have an iPad? Pretty cool, right? I don't have one. My son wants one. Maybe his next year birthday. So stop by, fill out a form. We also have a boardroom tonight. We got some food coming in. We'll have some drinks coming in. We'll do an Autotask and VarStreet Q&A. If you want to talk pricing, managed services, we can do that. It's pretty much, let's get together and have some food and drink, and we'll take a look at the screens of the menus if you'd like to do that. We do product demos twice a week on VarStreet. I actually do some of that content as a webinar once every 2 weeks, and you can also call sales if you want it. Just give them a call. You don't have to see any demos or anything like that. Just go buy it. What the heck, $99. So there's my email address. There's how you can get to Autotask. And thank you very much. Any questions? No questions. Yes?
Does it integrate with QuickBooks?
Does it integrate with QuickBooks? Autotask integrates with QuickBooks. VarStreet has export and XML files that you can pass into QuickBooks. Yes? Yes?
The distributors which aren't in VarStreet or once upon the cities and
I'm sorry, I can't.
sorry, I'm from Australia.
Yeah, I'm from New York, so that, What'd you say? What?
Cynics and Ingram back in Australia are going to have different databases and costs to you guys.
Yes.
Are you planning on integrating with those, or do you do that all?
It's a great question because we're really not ready for international yet. So this is basically North America focus because those are the distributors that are connected right now. But you know, we're probably looking over the next, I think that it's 9 to 12 months, maybe sooner. But some of our customers in Australia actually use it to just bring their own product lists in because it's easier to quote. You could still use a lot of the other functionality, but you know, you can still make the storefront. It's just the catalog, the center point that doesn't get electronically fed. Okay? Yes?
In the e-commerce side, does it allow you to build like product specs for certain clients
Sure.
when they log in?
Yep. So you can
Orders or whatever?
standard orders. So we call them product and service bundles, right? So for us, I used to have an Excel spreadsheet. I called it my a la carte menu. I said, these are the things that when you hire someone new, we're going to sell you this model desktop for the admin, this one for the partner. We need this kind of services, this much software. And it used to be on a spreadsheet, and they'd fill it out and make a quote and send it over to me. Now you could build it in the storefront. They log in with a username. It knows who the user is, publishes the custom catalog for that user. So perfect application for the storefront. Yes?
The storefront application said that it picks up from Kmart Micro or some other vendors, and it compares it to other public ones, CDWs. And do both of those view for the customer?
The customers, the e-commerce will just give them the price you set for them. It's not up to the customer. It's not customer driven. You want the customer to buy from you, so you're only going to show your price on the storefront. Right? The comparison is in the back office for you. Okay? If they build the product and service bundle off the storefront and send you the order into the back office, now you look at that order and you go, where do I get it the best? Where is it available? What's someone else selling it for? Okay? Next. Yes?
Have you had any customers that sell their products to the federal government this way?
Definitely.
How do they do that with GSA schedules?
The GSA schedule gets downloaded into as a catalog because it's different from the regular catalog. And
Be using Ingram or CDW or any of those, because they're pre-negotiated product catalogs.
yes, they're pre-negotiated. You download them, and there it is for you. As a matter of fact, like I said, that's our biggest. When I sold my business to a company, that company had the New Jersey state contract. In 2002, we were using VarStreet, and now it's pretty much what you have to do.
So how do you integrate with, for example, if we do a GSA schedule for products, we have the vendors already agreed to specific pricing. So how does that vendor relationship get integrated?
If you're getting it from Ingram, the price list is coming from Ingram.
Well, no, a lot of times we'll go directly to Dell, or we'll go directly to the OEM.
You sound like you should sit in the product demo and ask those questions of Mike Bienvenu, who does the weekly demos. You hit varstreet.com and you could sign up. But that's sounds like you want to go deep. I'm not so deep. Next. Anything? Yes?
Just a suggestion, when somebody asks a question,
Yes.
repeat it.
I will do that.
I suspect that those people over there could not hear.
I usually have Chippendale kind of guys running around with a mic, but they didn't show up today, guys.
Right.
He said GovEd pricing. How does GovEd pricing show up? So when you're a GovEd dealer, you'll get a special price list. It's pre-negotiated. It's just another price list that you download, and it's there. So a lot of federal government, schools, when you negotiate and win a state or federal or some government contract, the pricing's already set. And you really wanted to make it easy for them to buy from you. Because I remember before there was VarStreet, they'd have to, you had to do a quote and everybody goes crazy. Now they go right to the website and go click, click, click. This is what I need. I could buy it off the schedule. I'm done. Right? So, that's it. No other questions. Who's coming to the boardroom so I know how much food to get? Oh my gosh, Shari, build that order up. So, all right, thank you very much. Stop by if you want to see anything about Autotask, and appreciate your time. Thank you.